Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Boy. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to the After Hours. This is our episode 39. I'm Carlos Silva, talking from Miami, from North Miami in Aventura, joined by my dear buddy, all the way from Kentucky, Collin Kendall.
We almost had a problem. I had to sneeze for a second there, and it passed. We're good. But it almost came out.
and all the way from Orlando, our buddy Jason Canapp.
Hello. I'm going to recenter.
Yes.
There we go. Some of us don't get to be in North Miami, but here I am in north of Disney. How about that? I'm so happy to be here with my friends and Collin. It's great to see you guys.
Buddies, let's talk Disney. And is everything okay with you guys?
Yeah, doing well.
Yeah.
So far, why should we
be concerned?
Right.
No, we're doing something a little bit different today. We're using a different distribution system. The only thing we need to point out to everybody is that we're not going to be showing comments in the screen today, but we're going to be following all your comments, okay?
No, but Collin will be signing them.
No. Only if you can find a way to send them to me.
Oh, you mean that kind of sign? Oh, I got it. Okay.
Buddies, let's talk Disney.
Now is the time? Now's the best time.
And now is the time, now is the best time for us to say hello to everybody that is watching us now. Collin and Jason, you have to help me on that because I cannot see now.
Absolutely.
Hello, Doreen. And hello to Joe Logan, too. We got to make a song out of this. Mark
go.
Jones is here, and so is Mark Williams, too. We got Peter Mano and Joe Logan and Anthony, and I'm just making this up because it's not scrolling fast enough. And my lovely wife, Michelle. Good to see you.
I'm trying
Great
to
see
see
Ginger.
you.
And it's good to see. Oh, look at all
Joe
these
Logan's
people.
here?
Greg
Yeah.
Dykes is here.
Claire
Good to
is
see
here.
Greg. And Mary's here.
Michelle is here. Joreen.
Valerie's
You just joined in?
Mark
There's a lot of fun folks popping in
Williams.
here all of a sudden. But it's a good group.
I missed the
Group is
song.
always-
Where's the? I can't hear the music.
It's gone now. Gone forever.
No, it's
Gone forever. Oh, there it is. It's back. Like that fly that you can't get rid of.
If we don't put words to this song, it is a huge missed
Shame.
opportunity.
You know,
It's
that-
absolutely.
It
that
could be a
song
viral
is
hit.
inspired.
Because none of us can sing.
That
Carlos
song,
can sing.
that song is inspired in the walking down Main Street, USA. Just for that's the only thing I have
That's
to
not,
tell.
no, well, you know what
Yeah.
I hear. Yeah.
Okay, let me
Thank you
stop
guys
the
for
song.
being here.
Yes,
Good to Song
it's
or
good
no
to
song?
see everybody here.
I thought he was talking to us for a second. I'm like, that was way too nice for Jason.
But you know, buddies, you know what I do have in my right hand?
What do you have?
It's a copy of tonight top 10 list that I'm trying to start right now. There's something going on. Sorry. There. You know, Jason, now is the time.
Now is the time that Collin doesn't know what's
don't.
going on.
That's never
Great.
good. This is the second time this is
with Collin doesn't know what's going on. We fool him. There's
Per the
something that we're
usual.
doing behind the scenes. Remember that, Collin?
Paybacks are, you know what?
We're doing a very special top 10 list. Actually, the topic tonight, the very topic tonight is top 10 things that Collin is too young to know.
Well, you're too old for anybody else not to know.
It was really hard to limit it.
Know. It'd probably be better.
And just to say to everybody, top 10, our top 10 list is just a way to somehow to say homage to the top 10 list from other late shows, and we like the ideas. I really like.
Oh, we came up with this all on our own. No influence from anybody else. No.
So, buddies, Collin, are you prepared?
No, I'm not prepared.
Because actually, you just need to watch. It's something that is good.
You don't want to make him read it? I guess we won't make him read it.
No. I want him to enjoy that. Are we ready for the...
You sit back and enjoy this.
Top 10 things that Collin is too young to know. So, number 10.
The Backlot Tour was once more than just an extended queue experience.
Hey, I remember that.
But the sound effects? Remember the sound effects?
No. Probably, because Carlos reuses them.
Number 9.
The music at the Contemporary was once, well, contemporary.
Number 8.
Sorry about the sound effects. Pirates of the Caribbean was not based on the movie.
Isn't even good.
He's so amused.
Number 7.
Eddie Murphy was not the inspiration for the Haunted Mansion.
Low blow. It's not even...
I think I might enjoy that one the most.
We're going to talk about prunes and denture cream here eventually. So,
Number 6.
We used to have to wait for Epcot festivals.
That's accurate.
Number 5.
We're really going to have to get into some new sound effects. Walter Cronkite. Seriously, Walter Cronkite.
It's getting late. The soundboard is so late. Number 4.
It's bad even for us.
Cameras took film, meaning not every puddle was worth the picture.
Number 3.
Depends on what kind of film you have.
Number 3. The songs on the Guardians of the Galaxy mixtape were real songs, originally played on this thing called a radio.
What? You missed a tape joke there. I mean, there was a cassette tape joke there. You just know.
Guys, I just need to put something here back. Yes.
Oh.
I'm driving.
Did you lose your buttons?
The buttons.
It happens when you get old. You forget where you put things.
Thank you.
You deserve that one.
Number 2.
Number 2. The final scene in the Carousel of Progress did once take place in the future.
And the number 1 of the top 10 things that Collin is too young to know is... Oops.
Walt Disney was actually a person, not just the company name. True story. True story.
I'm aware.
And they were...
I'm disappointed in the tape joke. You had an opportunity there.
And Collin, we worked for the whole... Actually, since last week, we were preparing that.
Slaved over it.
And that's what you came up with?
There were
what happens when you're not involved in the creative, man.
There were things like that actually were not so much Disney. They were not there, for instance. But let me ask you one thing. Do you know what is Super 8?
Like the hotel chain? I don't know what you're talking about.
And that was one of the things. Super 8 was not a hotel chain. It's a type of film.
It is. Like...
Or
I'm not ancient like the rest of you.
Or what about? Do you know where's the Culture Club?
I have no idea what that is.
Oh my God, he's going through his list. You got to stop going through your list.
No, it's just that those
It's not
two.
going to end well.
If it was before dial-up internet, I don't know what it is.
And there was something about dial-up the internet.
I remember using dial-up internet, but that's about all I remember. I was very young, though.
Okay, guys. So, Colin, we needed to do that.
Yeah.
Just remember, it goes
We
around,
need
comes
to do
around. Hey, Jason, you're next. I mean,
Bring it on, baby.
Now is the time. Now is the best time.
A brand new segment. This is Who Said That? And Jason and Colin, I think we need to share the story behind this. There's actually
we do indeed.
we do have a nice story behind this segment. Who's
We
going
do.
to Jason, explain
Well, I
it,
can
because
share.
you
Do you have-
you
do you have the
received
picture? Do you
received
have
the
the
message.
picture?
Yeah, I do have the picture,
did.
but
I did.
yeah.
I got this wonderful message a few weeks back from our very own friend of the show, Chris Shepard, whose daughter Ginny had this idea for us. She was like basically pitching an idea, a show idea, or a segment idea, and she wrote this little note. She actually hand wrote it out and says, "This is her description. It's kind of like What's That Sound, but it's easier to record because you record a piece of a song from a Disney or Pixar movie, and then you have to guess the song. And a different or harder version is also recorded from a movie, but it's a random line, and the audience has to guess the character of the movie." So we took the idea, and we sort of massaged the idea a little bit, because people were worried, like, if we use actual clips, maybe we'll like have like licensing issues and stuff like that, and I don't look good in striped clothing. So what we decided was that we were going to run with the harder idea. The harder idea being doing clips or sort of lines from movies or attractions or other kind of Disney related media, and have you guess what the lines are from and who said them.
And there's an even greater plot twist this week, because
So thank you.
Carlos didn't tell us these.
Yes, I got 5
No, that's
quotes.
that's a little mean, actually.
I got 5 quotes, and the whole idea is that I want to Jason and Colin try to get the quote. The idea is if you can get the character and the situation, which is the attraction or the movie, is the whole idea. So if people just get the attraction or just get the movie, is halfway through, but the complete answer will be character and the media, the movie or the attraction. And guys, you're gonna help me in that because I'm not seeing the comments.
Yeah, I'm gonna resituate my phone here so I can see them as they go past. We are good.
So
Wipe the sweat off my brow. I mean, that took a lot of extra effort.
So guys, bear with me. So let's go to the first quote. So as I said, I have 5 quotes, and let's go for the first one here. Ladies don't start fights, but they can finish them.
So I have a guess. Are we saying our guesses?
You can't say the guess.
I don't know what the answer is.
I don't either. But like,
Who
you
said
get it right,
that?
And then it's like,
And
Who
we just
said
helped.
that?
oh, that's true. That's true.
Exactly.
Ladies
Well,
see
don't
what they come
start
up with.
fights,
I
but
have a
they
good
can
guess.
finish them.
Wouldn't it? Is it more like ladies don't start fights, but they can finish them?
Yes, I know.
that kinda- okay.
But you know one thing,
Jason Canapp said that.
I was not thinking about trying to react the quote because that will give away too much.
I
The
don't
idea
think
is
so. I
to
think
be
you should
as-
use the accent too.
No, that's why I'm using my accent.
Oh, is that why you're using? Oh, okay. So this is a Brazilian Disney attraction,
Yes,
or is this?
yes.
Okay.
So
I'm
let's
with
see
you now.
if you already seen the comments.
I am. I see Lady
There's
and the
a lot of
Tramp.
answers that
I see
agree.
Heather says Aristocats. Jody says Lady and the Tramp. Mary says Aristocats. Lisa
Aristocats.
says. Sorry. Wendy says Aristocats. Oh, they're saying the name of the character. I'm like, why do they keep calling out to this person named Marie? Why do they keep saying Marie?
Marie.
Oh,
Marie.
Marie's the.
That's your nickname,
Marie.
Jason.
Marie,
Marie?
yes, Marie.
Marie. Marie. I don't know how you're supposed to say it.
Be-
Terry
Bo-
says Maria Aristocrats. Joe Logan says, I think they all got this. I had no
I
idea.
think they picked it.
Did
right.
you know this? Colin?
Nope, I was wrong.
Okay.
What
that
were you
right?
thinking? What's your guess? Let me see.
I was
You could
gonna
be
say-
right.
No, I thought it was like Mulan or something. I
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say Merida from Brave, but
Yeah,
it sounds like
right.
something that would be said in that movie. But I'm
So-
wrong.
Lisa
I'm
Milan
not good
says
at
Bo
this, and I
Peep
don't
in
claim
Toy
to
Story
be.
3.
So I'll make the review
Oh,
here.
Valerie said Bo Peep also.
Yes, there's some people saying Bo Peep. Some.
Maybe they both said it.
That would be cool. Would make sense.
Oh,
You know, Disney does that sometimes.
Peter saying Marie. Kim saying Marie. Kelly saying I said first. It's one of my favorite quotes. So I will show the review here. Ladies don't start fights, but they can finish them. Is Marie from Aristocats? You know that I really love that movie. I really love that movie. It's one of the movies of my childhood. I was always
seen
a
it.
big
It's
fan.
great.
Wait,
And
say one of the movies on your shadow?
childhood.
Oh, of your childhood.
Sorry,
the accent.
okay.
1970?
Guys, you know,
So it's still your
my
childhood, I guess. That's
my
still-
dear audience and friends, you don't know how much I'm suffering with these two guys lately. They're starting to become so bullying about this whole thing. Yes, I do have an accent. What I can do?
Hopefully
do
nothing,
too.
because it's
I
brilliant.
get made fun of it for it too.
Hopefully you do nothing.
So let's
you
go
do
to the
nothing.
second one. So let's go to the second one.
You're gonna figure it out before me and Jason do. That's for sure.
I'm sorry I beat
Oh, I know
you.
this.
And pull at your hair and punch you in the face. And that
This is
was
like
not.
my favorite movie ever.
And
Like,
that was
even
not
kidding.
Jason. That was not Jason.
I was going to say, it sounds like Carlos's apology to me after we were together. That
I'm sorry I beat you and pull your
What happened
hair
after the Polynesian
and punch
swing?
you in the face. Who said that? Who said that?
Carlos Silva. Let's see.
Carlene
let's
is
see.
saying, Carlos, the guys are jealous. Lisa's saying, Carlene saying, I love your accent, Carlos. Thank you.
Oh,
Joe-
suddenly he can read the comments. You notice that, Colin?
No, I figured
now
out a
you
way
can-
here. I
See
figured
how
out a
it
way
is.
here.
See
Lilo,
how
Jody's saying Lilo.
Yeah, I know what this one is.
Paris saying
Stitch.
Stitch. Mary saying Lilo. Kelly Lilo. Laura Lilo. Ben saying Stitch too. Jody saying Kylo and Stitch. No.
Oh, Kylo.
Typo. It's
Mike.
okay.
Oh, I like this. I've never seen there was like a Star Wars twist on.
Yes.
Sometimes
Kylo and Stitch.
Stitch
Stitch
does
is
like
wearing
yes,
eight.
yes. That's great. I think it's a good idea.
Yes, no. Kelly's saying don't poke hard, Carlos. Yeah, but it's already poking.
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him.
Tell him to put that thing
He's
away.
just
then.
as mean to us. He just doesn't do it live.
Even Peter saying, okay, everyone stop saying bad things about Carlos. Thank you. Marcos saying Casablanca. Marcus. Yes, Tom. I think I will mute him. Probably the best thing. Lilo.
Lilo to Myrtle.
Yeah.
That's very specific.
So
Yeah, that is very specific.
So let's review.
So-
And which is your guess, Jason and Colin?
That's my guess. It's a Lilo. I believe it's when they come tumbling down the hill or something like that.
I would
Isn't
think
that
it would
in
be
the movie?
Stitch. I would think it would be Stitch, wouldn't it? But
You're wrong.
maybe not. I'm probably wrong. I'm probably wrong.
Okay,
I've been wrong a couple times before.
On the show.
I'm sorry I beat you, and pull your hair and punch you in your face in the face. It was Lilo. Lilo
Really
and
could be any
Stitch.
sibling ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Right?
Or Jason on a bad day.
Jason on a good day.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
Do we have another? Is there another we're teeing up?
Yes, we do have another
I
one.
don't want you to get distracted.
No, I'm trying. That's why I moved from the comments because the comments
Oh,
are
I
in the
see.
delayed feed. So
Are you chewing gum?
No.
Okay, just make sure.
Some things start out big and some things start out small, very small. But sometimes the smaller thing can make the biggest changes of all. Collin, don't distract me. Some things start out big and some things start out small, very small. But sometimes the smallest thing can make the biggest changes of all.
I can't even say what I'm thinking.
Colin's losing his mind. Colin always is like, he's like always
I normally
composed.
keep it together, but
He's
why
like the
would
one
you
guy you
pick
can
this
count on.
quote?
You always can count on him.
Can we put Jason on the screen, please?
No. No, it's on you now.
So I'm seeing Jody says Bug's Life.
At least somebody else is laughing.
Valerie says Winnie the Pooh. Kelly says Winnie the Pooh, the Piglet. Heather says Jiminy Cricket. Lisa says sounds like a Winnie the Pooh quote. Oh my God, please more. Chris Brown says
The sad thing is he didn't do it on purpose.
No.
Doreen says dinosaur. Cleo? Ben says Winnie the Pooh. Oh man, this is so good. I'm really completely actually lost on this.
I have no idea.
That's why I chose it.
No clue.
That's why I chose it because it's
Caleb's saying Pooh. Caleb's saying it's Winnie the Pooh too. So can you put it up one more time? Let me see it. I just want to see it one more time.
And I will not read it.
Let's start out. Some things are small and very small, but sometimes the smallest things. It does sound like something Pooh would say, like, but sometimes the smallest thing can make.
I'll give you a hint, buddy.
It's like that.
I'll give you a hint. It is about. It's a underrated movie that you picked once.
You mean for one of my favorite movies?
Yeah.
Meet the Robinsons.
Oh. Is it Meet the Robinsons? Oh, it can't be Meet the Robinsons.
No.
No. Oh. Chicken Little? Is it Chicken Little?
No.
I hope not.
What are we talking about?
I will review it right now.
Sound of Music? Wait, no, it was Carlos.
It was.
Oh, it is from Dinosaur. Really? It is.
Yes.
Oh, man. And wait, somebody said that.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that too.
Yes.
It's not I saw it. You mentioned
Mary said it. I don't know if somebody else said it too. I think Mary said it. She hit it right on the nose, right off the bat. She said Pilo from. She didn't say from Dinosaur, but clearly she knew what she was talking about.
Yep.
That's great. Way to go.
I'm not even disappointed in myself. I have never seen that movie. At least not in a very, very long time.
No, it's on Disney Plus.
Is it?
Yeah, there's this thing called Disney Plus. It's great.
Yeah, I have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go to number 4.
There's 4?
There's 5,
Though
I think.
we adore men individually, we agreed that as a group, they are rather stupid.
Somebody said that about us. That's a direct quote.
Yes. Though we adore men individually, we agreed that as a group, they are rather stupid. That's a quote.
Was it Snow White?
Was this Michelle about us?
I'll give you a hint. It's a classic.
Classic?
Is a Disney classic. And I will not say anything else because then
classic?
It is a classic.
A lot of people are saying Mary Poppins. That would make sense.
Oh, so Mrs. Banks. Yeah, Mrs. Banks. So was it Mrs. Banks, fictional Mrs. Banks, or was it?
I will show it right away because I have
from Mary
one.
Poppins, or was it from? Yeah, I'm wondering.
Well, aren't they technically one and
It
the
was
same?
with Mrs. Banks. Yes.
I mean, but you know what I meant, like the.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
And let's go to the last one, to the number 5. Wait a minute. I'm the leader. I'll say when it's the end. It's the end.
Yeah.
I actually don't know.
That one rings a bell.
It does sound familiar, but I don't know what this is.
Wait a minute. I'm later. I'll say it's the end. Oh, man.
It is actually the best dialogue on the whole movie. For me, it's
then my
classic.
guess is probably wrong.
It's the best dialogue there. Wait a minute. I'm the leader. I'll say when it's the end. It's the end. Let's see the comments, how the comments are coming.
Man. This one's going to haunt me. This one's going to haunt me.
I think you've stumped some people with this one.
Man, so it's not clearly not Saving Mr. Banks and not Mary Poppins. You wouldn't pick those two in a row. So Terry says no. It's a take off a quote from another movie we're not allowed to talk about. Genie in Aladdin is what Lisa says. Lisa Mylan says Genie in Aladdin. Kelly says Mom says Toy Story. Carlene says Pirates. Oh.
Repeat it one more time, Carlos.
And I will try to mimic.
Wendy says Jungle Book.
Wait a minute. I'm the leader. I will say when it's the end. It's the end.
This could be like a Jack Sparrow quote.
Mary says it's Napoleon from the Aristocats.
There's a tricky thing that I did here. That was a tricky.
You cheated.
You picked. You said a creepy thing or a tricky thing?
Tricky.
Oh, a creepy's normal.
This movie was already mentioned.
Oh, well, so it is Aristocats. Because Mary's not gonna steer us wrong. She says it's Napoleon from Aristocats. Some other people said Napoleon from Aristocats. Joe Logan said Napoleon from Aristocats.
Yes. It's right.
Clearly, I haven't seen that movie in a very long time.
Wait a minute. I'm the leader. I will say when it's the end. It's the end.
I need to watch that. It's been a long time since I've seen that too. I need to watch it.
That is the best part of the movie for me. I love those two. Napoleon and Lafayette, no? Isn't that?
Sure.
I cannot remember the other.
Sounds very French.
Napoleon and Lafayette. Okay, let's go.
Guess what, Linus? Now is the time.
Now is the best time.
Hey buddies, this is going to be a really special top 3 because I have to admit that when we first brought Collin brought the idea of this topic, I was kind of let's see how it's probably we already addressed that in the past, but no, it became something quite beautiful. I think it's probably
we haven't done something like this in quite some time either.
Yes, and it's for me was powerful.
Carlos might cry on us tonight.
Why would today be any different?
It's every day.
No, I never cried on you guys. Never.
Only always.
No.
Not on us, but on the sidewalk, on the armchair, on the it's like
in the bucket we put on each of your feet, so it just runs off like.
So the topic.
Inevitable.
The topic for this week is top 3 places that have sparked the best Disney memories. Sorry.
Here we go again.
I love the music though. I like the drums. So it's all good. This was difficult. This was
It's hard to narrow it down.
Oh, it was impossible to narrow it down. Yeah. I mean, at the end, you saw even when I thought I had narrowed it down, I was like, no, wait, move this around and here, put this. Oh, I mean, so I think this was for me. It just became a highlight reel kind of thing. Like this isn't going to be a comprehensive list in any way, but it's going to be,
Yeah,
and I think that's kind of what it ends up being by default. For those of us that have been able to go to the parks many times over the years and been able to have these experiences on a repeat, and that's part of the reason we brought the topic to the table, because it's like anytime you go to the parks, you're almost guaranteed to come out with one of these experiences in some way, shape, or form. But But let's dive in.
Yeah, but the thing is that it was really hard to stick to the topic. The topic is places, and probably we're gonna bring places, but you notice that most of the time we brought moments, and in moments that could be in different places. So I'm just saying that because I'm already thinking about the polling and the Hall of Fame votes. And I know that is going to bring a lot of other places. And that's the beautiful thing about this, I think, because probably we can have a Hall of Fame with no one of our options. And
and there's a reality here that, like, most of these places aren't the reason the memory exists anyway, or the sentimental thing exists anyway. It's normally the people you're around and things that kind of ring home with you. And that's what I preach constantly to folks that read my site or Instagram or wherever you choose to follow along with any of it. I mean, we all are under that same mindset. It's not about the place. It's often about the people.
Yes, and I actually, Collin, and that was a singular thing that I used through this process of picking up the places. And actually, I remember a lot of you, and it's funny because I already mentioned here that is, we made a top 10 to play around with the idea that Collin is our younger buddy, but sometimes he is our older conscience. So it's
I've been told that a few times.
So, and actually, Collin, I would recommend that for you to be the first one.
Sure. And I did put these in kind of an intentional order, which is rare for me. But Carlos, go ahead and show what became my number 3. It's not something I actually intended to put on my list originally, but it became one. And for me, it was World of Color at DCA. For me, this was kind of a long process. I mean, for years, I thought I wouldn't make it to Disneyland, just because the cost involved and so many things coming from Kentucky that it wasn't just, quite honestly, it wasn't a feasible reality for a lot of the things that I was doing at the time, especially with the site. I needed to be in Walt Disney World more than I needed to be in California. And through a series of good opportunities, I ended up there, but I also ended up there with these 2 guys that I did the show with. And it was kind of the catalyst for this show. But the night that we did World of Color was just something very unique. I mean, it's something that I think all of us will have a memory of for quite some time, if not forever. And it was a night we couldn't have asked for better weather. We couldn't have asked for a better experience. And we couldn't have asked for better crowd levels. I mean, everything kind of fell in line. And it was this week last year. And we all see what happened the following weeks after that. And it's an experience that I think we'll all remember because, one, maybe because of context, but it's also probably one of the last memories of a Disney park, especially California, that we'll have before any of this played out. And I think it's important for us to recognize that, especially as we get to go back there at some point as they start to kind of phase things back through. But I know, if at least for me, it's something I'll always remember. It's a sentimental place because it's like, hey, it's a good memory attached to it. And we got to wander not the boardwalk. I always see where my mind always goes, but the kind of boardwalk-esque feel of the lake there around the World of Color Lagoon. But long story made short, it's just something that sticks out. It's something that we don't always have the opportunity to do as Walt Disney World people. So it was an opportunity to have kind of a dual purpose situation there, and hopefully we get back sometime soon so we can repeat the process.
Yes, we need to do that.
Oh, yeah. I want to give him a hug.
I started out with the softball. I mean,
no, it was nice, and then you're right. It was unforgettable.
Unforgettable.
The 2 days there are 2 things.
I'm glad Jason didn't sing that song that night.
As it's not in the list, but there are 2 things that I cannot forget about those days. One was this, that the experience with the show there, the night show, was perfect. And thank you, Jason. It was something that Jason invited us.
He told us we had to do it, and he was going to make sure it happened. So
and actually, there was a second thing that
day.
he did, because the other thing that I cannot forget was the lunch at the...
It was the same day, wasn't it? Right?
No, the next day.
No,
next day.
Yeah.
The next day, yeah.
The lunch at...
Carthay.
Carthay Circle.
No. Well, no. Guys, come on. Carthay Circle lunch was that was one day. That was the day that we did World of Color.
Yes.
That night.
See, I was right.
The next day was. I thought you were talking about the lunch we did over at
No, the one that I
no,
can.
that
was a lunch. That was. I thought you were going to talk about the cuddle time we had on the ground.
No. The unforgettable.
There's pictures of
the
that.
unforgettable lunch for me
That
was the
almost
one
made
in
my
Carthay.
list.
No, the
That
one in
almost made my list.
Carthay. The
Really
lunch
fun.
in Carthay for me is probably one of the best dining experience I ever had in Disney. That was great.
It was really good.
You know, because actually we were really hungry, and
We were hungry. It was a great meal. It was
Yes.
a great atmosphere, and it was just
great service.
I don't know. When you
everything.
travel with these guys, it's a laid back style of doing things, and it's fun by nature of what we do and what we enjoy, and it always works out.
Jason, I recommend you to be the next one.
Okay. I can
Okay.
do that. I don't remember which one it was because I changed the order 2 or 3 times. So
Yeah, we'll
He
have
did.
to.
He added
is
like
this
6
a
more.
video? I think I have videos that accompany these, right? Or one's a picture, one's something.
Yes.
So
Le-
you queue it up whatever it is, and then I'll talk about it.
I'll show you the first video and then you'll explain.
Oh,
Well, now it's
remember
time to go
Wishes?
cry.
I know. It's not just wishes. It was wishes in Disneyland, and it wasn't just wishes in Disneyland. It was wishes in Disneyland at the on that second level up above where Carousel Progress once was, and they have a dessert party there that you can do, and I was there. This was in October. I think this was in October when I took my son Alex, our eldest son Alex, for his birthday to Disneyland, and that was the last time I was in Disneyland. Like we were in Disneyland as a family. It was just the two of us too. So it was a really special trip, and Minnie came and visited and everything. But that was such an incredible night, and that was it's one of those moments where just everything was just perfect. The weather was perfect, and the evening was perfect, and it was just really lovely. And I was there with Alex. I'm trying not to get teary, but but I remember. So the deal was I
thought it was gonna be Carlos.
This was a 3. This was a 3. I think this is 3A, and then there's a 3B if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Cheating already. Okay. Nobody's surprised.
Let me show you. Let me show you the 3B.
Oh, what are you, lost? Do you have a map? You just know your way around Disneyland? So you've been here many times before? No, it's your first time here? No. How many times have you been here then?
Before, once,
Your second time. You surely have some sort of a favorite adventure, right?
my favorite adventure is Saturday Night.
I like that one too. You try to find the second star on the right and go there? That's what everyone does. You never have to grow up. You can't kiss it up. Doesn't it sound perfect? No, you'd rather get old and get wrinkles and gray hair and forget things and not be able to see and move slow. You need me to keep going on and listening? You should just stay young forever. You want to be in a photo with me?
It's
I
all
mean,
on you.
come on. And that's Henry. That's Henry. He's my youngest boy, and
I'm sure
again,
he loved that you put that on the internet.
he has no idea. And it's Disneyland, So one of the wonderful things about Disneyland is that the characters just roam. They just roam around, and that was this spur of the moment, kind of serendipitous. We weren't in any queue to meet Peter Pan. We had gone back to that area on the side, the side of Sleeping Beauty's castle, where the fountain is in the wishing well. You can hear Snow White in the background singing from the wishing well. It's kind of creepy. Anyway, and
Stuck. It's okay.
well, it's weird. It's like she's singing from the well. Is she in the well? But we had gone over there, and then Peter Pan just kind of comes on through and stops and talks and has this interaction that's just incredible. And that is not a unique experience. That's what's incredible about Disneyland. What's more incredible is that that was the second time we had gone to Disneyland as a family, and that particular day was New Year's Day.
Oh.
And we had decided, spur of the moment, because I don't know, the weather was, I can't remember exactly why, but in Jason fashion, we decided New Year's Eve that we would go to Disneyland on New Year's Day. And we drove. The kids went to sleep in the minivan. They slept in the garage, in the minivan, like overnight. So then we went out in the morning without having to wake them up and left at like, I don't know, 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning maybe, and drove to Anaheim from the San Francisco Bay Area down to Anaheim, which is about a 5.5 hour drive. And then we parked, did Disneyland, and then at, I don't know, whatever time it was, 8 o'clock at night, we drove back home.
My God.
And so it was this crazy, crazy fun, incredible day, and to be there with the family, and it's just like any of these moments in the park, and this was my point with having these two in there. Any of the moments in the parks with your kids, especially when it's kind of these just one-on-one kind of situations, special trips that you take. It's so nice.
It's always special.
It's so nice, right? It doesn't matter where. That's the thing. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what place or attraction you're in, what restaurant you're dining in. It doesn't matter. What matters is the people you're with. As Collin pointed out. Anyway, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with that. You do something else.
All right, time for Carlos to cry.
Now,
here we go.
Let's go to my number 3. My number 3 would be a place. I actually was able. Actually, my 3 options were I was able to focus on a place. I do have an honorable mention for the first one, but this one is a special place for me, and it is the Imagination Pavilion. Okay, I do have a strong connection with this pavilion, not only because I loved the original attraction there, but there were moments with my family that I still have the videos that I had there. And there are moments with my brother. And what we'll show here is actually my brother, who is almost 40, he's 49 going to 50 now. And
he appreciates you sharing that.
No, he's not aware of
that. Sounds very young.
People would not recognize him, but there was my family always loved the Imagination Pavilion, and I like to share, including a very young, but always beautiful Carlos.
And pulling your leg. That's not Carlos.
Yes, that was Carlos. That's Carlos waving bye-bye.
That's cool footage.
Guys, I always, and that was in 1984. And I always have this, it brings me that feeling, remembering my brother playing with the water. And we always love the attraction. We always love the whole thing, playing there in the imagination area. Every time I go there, I remember brings me back the memory of that trip in 1984. So that's
what it's all about.
Yes. I missed that rainbow tunnel thing, whatever that was.
Yes, me too. Me too.
Love that.
Okay, Collin. So let's go to your second one, and just to give you a hint, is a sequence of 3 pictures that I have here.
Sure. So this one made my list, and actually it was one that I did not expect to make my list. But for those of you who don't know, I actually have an older sister. It's about 3.5 years older than me. And our first stay at Boulder Ridge, which is at Wilderness Lodge. If you know the show, you know how I feel about Boulder Ridge. But this was our very first stay there, which actually wasn't that long ago, probably about 6 years ago. And my sister and I got back to the room late one night because we're notorious for staying out later than everybody else, and we'll just come back to the resort because our parents just didn't care. I mean, it's Disney. And on this particular night, we decided to go back downstairs at Wilderness Lodge because there'd been a big thunderstorm a few hours earlier in the night, and this was probably 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning because we're night people by nature. And we just kind of wandered around, and it sounds so simple, but when you're one of the only people at Wilderness Lodge at night, you see things differently. You experience things differently, and for the first time, it was one that I really explored this resort. All the little small spaces that not necessarily you're going to notice at first glance, at first pass. And for me, this became an odd memory. I mean, my sister's a little older than me, so she doesn't live here anymore. She just still travels with us, but it's one of those things, and it's one of those memories that you have with a sibling that you're not going to. Not everybody has the opportunity or the blessing in their life to have, especially because a lot of people don't get along with their siblings. But we've always been Disney people. We've always been we've got along quite well, which is kind of weird compared to most families. So it's something that always has always stuck with me. As odd as it sounds, it's just I picked this one because it's these type of memories that stick with me for years. It's the stuff that you don't expect that's going to be important at all. And then you look back and it's like, well, I don't remember what attraction I rode that day. I don't remember what I ate that day. I don't have a clue how I got to that point in my day. I remember the storm that set up this evening because we went back to the resort at a later time. But I mean, it's just something you never expect to recall. And those are the memories that I tend to have at Walt Disney World more than anything else when I look back on it time and time again. I mean, there are events, but it's something about the random little moments.
Yep. That's the point. Random little moments that whenever, it doesn't matter if it's 20, 25 years ago, even if it's a light pole, that whenever you pass by that light pole, you're going to...
It's something for everybody. I mean, every time I walk down that dock, I'm going to remember taking that picture with my sister. I mean... I don't know why, but it's always going to be a memory there, and God
now
forbid
I'm going to
anything
think
ever happens to them. Well, that's true, but no, it's important though because it's like you never know what's going to happen in life, so it's important to have those memories that you have with people that you care about. So it's always good to have those kind of tucked away, even the little unexpected ones.
Oh, yep. That's so nice.
Yes, it was really nice.
If anybody tells her that I said that, you're fired. Every one of you.
Jason.
Okay. So my number two, round two, like 3A, 3B. Okay, 2 is I think another video clip. And this is just again, it's like one representation of the general theme of number 2, which is really anytime I get to spend one-on-one time, just the two of us, with Michelle in a park, in a Disney park.
I told him he was looking for brownie points.
I remember thinking, like, I got to turn this camera around because people are going to think, and maybe I was thinking I'm going to forget who I was with, like, in terms of whether the kid, because I'm thinking it's like not a kid. I'm not with, it's not the kids. It's Michelle. Michelle's right here with me.
He's a kid at heart, and that's all that matters.
Well, yeah, and I don't know if you could tell, you could see this construction in the background was all the other parts of New Fantasyland still being constructed. I think this was back from 2013, if I'm not mistaken. When that was shot. Anyway, it's a special day. There's so many of those moments that I can think of that we're even more recently since we've moved to Walt Disney World and we try to get the kids to go and they say no, we're too busy. I don't play online with our friends, but no. Right. And we're like, oh darn, we have to go without kids.
We have to go without you. What a shame.
And other like this other day, and I have pictures of this, but not any video, unfortunately. But one of my other favorite moments, much more recently, was shortly after we moved here, and we went to the Magic Kingdom on this super rainy day. I mean, like just crazy rainy day, and we dressed for it.
Sometimes they're the best days.
It was so great. It was so great because not only was the park more than half empty, but everyone who was there wanted to be there at that point.
Yep.
So there's no crying. There's no arguing. No one's upset about anything.
You're
even
all
though
in the same
everyone's
boat. You're all dripping wet, so it doesn't matter.
Kids and adults are splashing through puddles. It's a mess, and it's fantastic. I remember getting pictures with PhotoPass cast members it's just we're just drenched. We just look like wet rats, just like so. I look like a wet rat. She looks wonderful, but like it's just. And it was just those days are great. Same thing happened in Epcot, I adore going. I adore Michelle, but I adore her even more when we're in Walt Disney World because it's always a nice positive, like a plus. It's a plus.
I feel like you'd say the same thing in reverse, so you're good.
That's true. You mean like when I go alone? I feel like that's what she would say. When I go alone.
It is great. It is great. And one thing I will do, Jason, is that what I will put in the Hall of Fame, it's not enjoying the park with Michelle, but I will put enjoying the park with your significant other. So the whole idea is that. Okay, let me go to my second one. Actually, for the second one, I don't have a video. I will have a photo, but it is combined with the two things that both Jason and Collin brought up. And actually, despite the fact that I'm talking about as a very special place, the Disney Grand Floridian Resort, actually I will pinpoint a specific place on the resort that every time I walk by, I remember a situation or I remember a trip. And it was a trip that we did it was the Christmas of 2000, and it was my whole family there, my parents, my sister with two young kids, with my niece and my nephew, my brother. Everybody was there, and we spent the Christmas, the Christmas week and Christmas night there. It was amazing. But
that was well before you moved to the States, right?
Yes, but it was during that day me and Candida, we took this photo. And it was in the pier. It was in the pier that we take the launches for Magic Kingdom. And that is probably the last photo that was only me and Candida. Because moments later, we found out that Maria was in here,
she's
in the picture.
Later?
Let's put it that way.
It was like hours before.
Wow.
We knew that
hours before
that we received the news that she was expecting Maria.
I'm with you.
Okay, so actually, that was a photo of probably the last trip that we did. Only me and Canada in the parks, because we used to hit the parks a lot, and we used to travel a lot to Disney. Only the two of us, and actually that was the probably one of the last pictures that we have. Only the two of us in Disney, because from that on became something that we only did with the kids.
And I love that spot. I mean, that's one of my favorite spots in all of Walt Disney World. To just kind of hang out. There's that bench there.
Yes.
Oh, love that spot.
Collin, let's go to your number 3. Things a little bit slowly and tricky for me here with this Stream Deck, but I'm holding firmly. Let's talk about your number 1.
So this is actually probably the most specific one on my list, and it goes back to when Magic Kingdom, go with me here, when Magic Kingdom had the previous hub, where it was kind of the more typical hub and spoke design, where they've kind of cut sections out of it now. Well, on the left side of Main Street, there was the little signboard that was the map for the entire park. It was just kind of a cutout area, and it leaned over in the flower bed, basically. It was kind of off-centered. But one night, we kind of strolled up for the fireworks, super last minute, and this was when it was Wishes. And as a family, it's probably one of the Obviously, this picture's not wishes, but this was Happily Ever After's finale. But it's the only thing I had from a similar place in the park. It would have been on the left-hand side of this picture. We just happened to stroll up right before the fireworks went off, and we found this little spot. It was just kind of, nobody was standing there. It was a great spot. You could just kind of lean on the map there, and the four of us were just kind of worked out. And I just remember from that, it was the first time I can recall, at least me personally. I mean, I've been going to the park since I was like 3 years old. So, but one of the earliest memories I can recall that I actually took a step back during the fireworks and looked around instead of just watching the show. And it kind of sticks with you because you start to see not only the reactions and the people's faces around you and the families and things like that, but I have this discernible memory of looking around and you notice that all the eyes are in the same place. Everybody's watching the same thing. But if you take the second to turn around, you start to notice the looks on other people's faces, the experiences that they're having at the same time you're having them. The 50-year-old man with his daughter on his shoulders, just enjoying the show and probably crying his eyes out in the back of his head if he's not doing it on his own face. I mean, you start to recognize that it's a thing, that's a theme park, it's a place, but it's something that's far bigger than what we tend to give it credit for. It's a place that harvests memories, and it creates so many incredible things that we tend to take for granted as people that have been going to Disney for years on end. But when you look back on things like this and the moments that we've shared across the board, I mean, this is my number one for a reason, because it's something I try to do every time I'm in the parks now and seeing fireworks shows. And it's one of the things I miss the most right now, because it feels like that's the right way to end your night in a park. But I can't forget that moment, for lack of a better word. Mm-hmm. And from that point on, you start to recognize it's a different thing. I mean, you can watch fireworks anywhere else, but you don't get that reaction anywhere else. And for me, that's part of the reason why Wishes will always hold kind of a special place to me, where Happily Ever After doesn't as much, but it's that kind of stuff. And I think that's kind of the story of my entire list, and it's probably going to be the top thing for you guys as well, or something similar. Because that's just it's what resonates. It's why we do what we do. It's why we share what we share at the end of the day. But that one sticks with me. Sticks with me more than about anything, to be quite honest.
That's great. That's really nice. And it's very, I mean, I think it's very much related to my number one as well.
Let's go to your number one.
Yeah, well, my number, it's very similar. It's so I don't have a video of this. I mean, but it could be any number of videos, and it could be any number of pictures. But this one moment is but a representation of so many other moments, and it's not. So this is, I think that's, I don't know which kid that is. Honestly, don't know which kid that is. It's so terrible. It's probably Henry. I don't know.
Knows, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, probably. It's probably Henry. And the thing is that it doesn't matter where you are, and it doesn't even matter if it's you. Like Collin is exactly right. If fireworks are happening, or there's a nighttime show of some sort, or something, like even a parade, like you look around and you see in the sea of people just scores of these moments, right? There's just so much love and joy and awe and like for me this one particular picture, brings out this there's excitement, right? And because we know what's happening. This is a Christmas show. You can see the snow, that's the like fake snow. It's probably the Snope actually that's falling.
Well, it's Florida. It's not the real deal, that's for sure.
But and this was probably Alex. I don't think about it. This is probably Alex, because he was the only one who would sleep. He could fall asleep through any fireworks show at any time. And Henry always stayed up for them. But there's also that safety, right? That there's this human being that's hanging on to you, and even if they're missing the whole show, that's not the point, and
there's always that running joke that when you take kids to Disney World, it's not for the kids, it's for you.
Yeah, well,
that's usually what it comes out to be. I mean,
and I think that's what it is. It's this, and it gets back to this, I think, common theme, and maybe we blew up the whole subject of the top three. And I'm sorry,
I think we knew we were going to do that.
But it was the idea that it's hard to say here's this place or this space that is this like ultimate nostalgic moment or sentimental moment. Because it isn't about. I mean, as much as we celebrate especially me, the places and spaces, they're irrelevant. They're hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Without
places,
without the heart,
Mm-hmm.
and without the people, and without the connection to the sort of the human connection. And so that's. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter who you're with, as long as you're with someone. And that's the thing. And I think, and it doesn't mean that you can't celebrate and enjoy Disney alone, because I have those moments all the time where, I mean, sometimes more often than I'd like, but
people don't like traveling with Chase.
but I want to call out is it's different. It's
very different.
It's
and if
different.
if you've not done it, it's hard to explain to somebody else. I mean,
Yep.
we're people that do go to the parks alone, probably just as much, if not more, than we do with other people.
No, for me,
and
much
it is a
more.
very different experience.
Yep.
And the experience that you have, so that's the wonderful thing about Disney is that the memories I have as a child with my parents are wonderful and amazing and distinctly separate, and like they're very different from the memories I have of going there with just Michelle. And they're very different from the memories I have of being there with my kids, which are very different from the memories I have of being there with friends or even being there alone. And every single one of those experiences stands on its own.
Yep.
And is amazing in and of itself. But for me, from a sentimental standpoint, it's that connection to family in these spaces that I think has the strongest resonance for me. So.
I need to take that as a segue, because it's the very main reason for my number one. And you both of you were with me when we did the podcast with the Lou's podcast, the one with Walt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That some kind of surprise that I said, no, I want to take Walt to a restaurant, and I said I want to take it to a German restaurant. I'm the Brazilian guy, but a German restaurant. But then I took, and that's my number one. I took him and I said, why I would like to take him to the beer garden is because it is a family place. And when you get there with those large tables, you have the family experience, and you have, in normal times, not now, but in normal times, you have family dancing and that whole thing together. And for me, it's pretty strong, because that is the place that usually in a normal year we have my whole family together for the end of the year meal, brunch, dinner. It's usually during the Christmas time, and for us now it's been hard because cannot travel here. It's the whole thing that is going wrong right now. We don't need to talk about it, but that is our official place. So I have a really I have many fond memories of the beer garden, and I'm bringing it as a specific place. But I want to show one thing that is about the beer garden, and it's that will represent pretty well when I say that it's a family place. And Jason, you already met Candida and the kids, and I hope you can recognize them, but they're dancing there. Take a look. Pedro was always the dancing guy, though. So
that's so cute. That's so cute.
That is what I have with. But there are so many special places for me and particularly with the kids. The kids start Town Square, Big Thunder Mountain. I have things like the club Disney, the Playhouse Disney, the show. You have such a wonderful moments with the kids there, with they dancing. So that is all about. So, but I needed to bring the beer garden because the beer garden is also congregates the rest of the family, and we have that tradition, and that was the whole thing that I wanted to bring as our options, and it was so good it's so amazing to put together this top three. But it is something that even today assembling the show, it was so nice to have that together and seeing the videos, and I hope we're showing in that way to all the audience because it's pretty special.
Yeah, I was just reading through some of the comments here, and there's a lot of really good stories here. And I'd actually encourage you, if you're comfortable sharing them, drop them in the group. I know I'd at least love to read through some of these that I haven't been able to catch in the comments. If you have a story you want to share, or you have photos you want to share, throw it in the After Hours group. I know a lot of people that the comments go through so fast sometimes that we can't keep up, but we will go back and read as many as we can. But if in the group, we'll definitely see them.
In my case, I'm not seeing the comments, so it's. But
he says that, and then he reads 4 or 5 of them, and then throws us under the bus.
No, but you know one thing, I cannot do that because if to read that, I have to open the Facebook feed, and it's not in the same timing with this, and I got totally lost then.
No, you can't have the streams crossing.
Yeah, no.
That's bad news.
Yeah.
But I mean, seriously though, I think this is one of those segments we could do 15 times and have 15 different top 3 lists.
I had another video here, but I will save it for another time.
And I was thinking, you know what another fun top 3 would be? I think it'd be fun to do top 3 like moments alone in Walt Disney World.
Oh, yep.
Oh, we could do that.
Right?
I have a list. Yeah.
You have some pictures, I'm sure, too.
Oh, that's normally where all the pictures come from. I mean, nobody waits on me. Are you kidding me? I mean, nobody else wants to be out at 2 o'clock in the morning.
So it's like a rattlesnake or something. What is that sound?
Yay! What's that sound?
What, we did it right for once? Is that what we're cheering about?
No, because everybody loves. And one thing I need to point out to everybody watching us: don't forget to follow us on Instagram in our after hours Instagram profile. That actually, the profile is Go With Us Live, because you have. Some of the segments that we have in here in the show, I gonna break it in each particular segment, and you can watch it on IGTV there. And
if you miss part of the show or something, you can always check it out there in a little bit of shorter form. And find the segment you missed, check it out, give it a like, share it with a friend. Any of the above, all of the above, preferably.
Jason, why don't you explain what that sound?
What's That Sound is your favorite and my favorite segment, let's just be honest about this, on After Hours, where we will play for you just a wee little bit of music, sound, ambient noise from somewhere in Walt Disney World. Your job, should you choose to play along, is to tell us what that sound is and where it's from. Enter your remarks, guesses, answers, what have you in the comments, and win a big prize of having fame and notoriety on this week's After Hours. Ooh. So I kind of like the ones this week. I feel like they're just in that sweet spot. They're not too hard. I mean, maybe one is a little tricky, but I'm feeling good.
So let's go to the first one. In 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, maybe that's the hard one.
Well, I know that.
He hyped it up so much.
And well, he totally led with the hardest one. And this is it's extra long, as you may have noticed, on purpose. So why don't we play it one more time and pay close attention to, well, everything.
In 1, 2, and 3.
He narrows it down.
Guys, you know that I found out that here in the monitor thing there is a window that I can watch that I can see the comments. Yeah.
Not surprised.
Oh, a little
So he's been
window.
lying to us the
Window
whole
to the
A
world.
window to the world. Yeah. And
So Carly says the wind on Jason's mic. Yes, that is wind, because it's me, and the universe likes to do that to me. There's this wind. So there's some. Okay, so I see Test Track. I see Epcot entrance. I see Epcot. Gosh, boy, Future World music. You guys.
I think this is definitely an Epcot.
You guys are pretty good. Pretty impressive bunch of people there. Why don't you go ahead and play the reveal video for us?
Isn't that great? That image is.
And I have to say, the new nighttime lights that they revealed 2 days ago are incredible. It's a really cool idea.
The flags are beautiful. The music's great.
Mm-hmm.
Music. I was like, and anytime you mess with, I know Terry's here. Anytime you mess with the music in Epcot, anytime you mess with music anywhere, I get nervous. But Epcot is like hallowed ground, and so when you start to fool around with the music in Epcot, especially around the entrance area, I got real nervous. But it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. So I'm excited about that. Okay. Well, now that you're warmed up,
let's go to the second one.
Yes.
What he thought was the hard one.
I did.
In 1, 2, and 3.
For your safety, please remain seated, keeping hands, arms, feet, and legs inside.
I think there's a giveaway in this one if I'm correct.
Really?
Yeah, I may not be right though.
I don't know. Why don't you write it down on a little slip of paper?
And why don't I play it again?
You can play it again, Sam.
In 1, 2, and 3.
For your safety, please remain seated, keeping hands, arms, feet, and legs inside.
Oh, now I think more of this. There's a couple options here.
Oh.
Mm.
Couple options. Wouldn't that be tricky of me?
It's like he did it on purpose.
This is it's a fun one. So Lisa Milan says living with the land. Michael says people mover. Kelly says people mover. Joe Logan says living with the land. Chris says Speedway. Chrissy says Splash Mountain. I'm so in love in this sound. I'm in love with the sound. I may not reveal. I think maybe we don't reveal it. Caleb says, "Oh, Bill Rogers, the voice of the monorail, and the will." Caleb's probably right. That is right.
Mm-hmm.
But where is it a monorail? Is it the people mover? Is it the Speedway? Jody says people mover. Zach says Tomorrowland Indy Speedway. Mark Jones says Autotopia. Want to hear what happened one more time?
One more time.
Okay.
For your safety, please remain seated, keeping hands, arms, feet, and legs inside.
Yeah.
It's good. Colin, do you know?
So I thought I knew, but the more I listen to it, the more I think I'm
How
wrong.
about if
I was gonna say Autopia.
How about if this is kind of a big hint I'm about to give. So I don't know if I want to.
I think it's so
there's two
difficult.
pieces of this question. There's two pieces of this sound. Number one is is the keep your arms and legs or hands and arm, whatever they say, inside the what? Inside the right? That's
there's kind of a little purr in the background
inside
that gives
the
away it's some
what?
kind of vehicle.
So
I'll
what
play
is
it
it?
again. I'll play it again for them to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
For your safety, please remain seated, keeping hands, arms, feet, and legs inside.
Inside of what? I don't know. And then the second part of this question is, where is it?
It's something mechanical. I know that
And
much.
I can tell you, we have been at this very spot already tonight.
Yep.
We've been a lot of places tonight.
Just saying. We've been in this very spot.
Has anybody gotten it yet?
Tonight. And I will tell you that one of the people who was already presented to us at this spot had no trouble keeping their appendages in.
That's probably Carlos then.
Peter says Jason's minivan. Caleb says I hear the vehicles. Doreen is convinced it's the Speedway. Louise says Space Mountain. Mary says a boat.
Actually,
says
it was showed in a photo, in a picture.
That's right. It was. And I don't know. I feel like this is. I didn't expect this one to be as hard as this.
This is really hard.
It's really hard. Should we just wait till next week to reveal it? Let him give it like.
Nobody's gonna care that long.
No. I mean, would it be wrong of me to say that this spot was featured in a big way, also in a recent lunch break?
Yep.
People
would
watch
it
that?
Be wrong to some people, like a few. Would it be wrong of me to say that it maybe finished the lunch break at this spot?
Or probably we should give away that it's not inside a park.
Well, there is that too. It is not inside a park, and while it's not an attraction.
Nope.
It did make the top 3 list of, I believe, free things to do.
Yep.
In Walt Disney World.
Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to figure out that it's.
Kelly says, "Make us figure it out." She's like, "Make us figure it out."
Another guess, but I'm not going to help him at this point because I know where he's going with this.
So it is not inside the park.
So we got one correct answer.
Oh, really?
So far, like perfectly correct answer. Yep.
Oh, yes. We cannot show that here. Sorry, but it was...
Why don't we put it... Terry,
yes.
Terry Stinson Doherty, thank you very much. Why don't we go ahead and show the clip?
For your safety, please remain seated, keeping hands, arms, feet, and legs inside our boat at all times. And supervise your children. Now relax and enjoy your cruise. And we'll have you report in just a few minutes. Thanks for sailing with us.
And it's so funny. It's so funny because when I chose this particular clip, I had no idea that that one of your selections was going to be that very spot at the boat launch. So that's terrific.
That's what we call synchronicity.
Synchronicity.
It's not only the song and the album by The Police, but it's also.
It's also
plot twist. That was also Jason's stump,
actually,
like most
synchronicity is another thing. That was a.
You're not thinking of Susu Studio, are you?
No.
Okay, good. All right.
Okay.
How about we play number 3?
Let's go to number 3. 1, 2, and 3.
I mean,
this could
be like one. the theme song of the Collins life story.
That's not nice.
That's mean.
No, it's fun.
Probably
it's
accurate,
fun. But it's like uplifting.
Clearly never seen me on a Monday morning.
Let's do it again in 1, 2, and 3.
Please tell me this has a video reveal of Jason dancing through Magic Kingdom.
We do not allow those tapes to exist, Colin. You know that.
But I have those tapes, and I will show it again.
Oh, that's right. I have to be careful around you. You never know when Carlos going to whip a camera out. And...
Carlos walks around the parks with the GoPro on his forehead, hence
Jason
the
was
videos that he has
dancing,
tonight.
and somebody was
It's like body cam, basically, on all the time.
Oh,
okay. So we have Dapper Dan's Dumbo area. Caleb says, so what is it? Caleb says Storybook Circus. Terry says Beer Garden in Germany. That was super short. Sorry, Mary. During circus area near Dumbo. Dumbo. Lots of Dumbo. Dumbo or Storybook Circus, Mary says. Mark Jones says a cavalcade with Goofy. It's not nearly loud enough for cavalcade.
Yeah.
Joe says Beer Garden.
They have to deafen you when they go by.
It does have a bit of a Beer Garden flavor to it. It's not.
Yes,
it's not
I
Beer
can
Garden.
understand.
Another
coincidence. Another coincidence. Synchronicity.
It's not a coincidence if it's not the actual song.
Small world. No. So several correct answers on here. Sarah Collins also saying Storybook Circus. Storybook Circus is the correct answer, and
let's go to the review.
A little bit of clip. It's close.
You know what is amazing, Jason? How clear the recording was. How you picked the sound pretty fine.
It's the music in that space is like
yes,
it's great. It's great. And that area right now, it's a little sad because it's not as
not damp.
Well, because because the water features aren't turned on, the play area is not turned on, and so the kids aren't swarming around the area like they normally would.
Probably
so
why the music's louder too.
Which also makes this one of the best bathrooms on property. I'm just going to add that because
that's another list we've tried.
It's way back there. It's perfectly themed. You got like the little animal tracks and the peanuts that are like the peanut shells that are scattered. It's great.
Remember when New Fantasyland
love that
opened, all the
area.
people were concerned about peanut allergies. They're not real peanuts. It's okay.
What?
Yeah.
It's not real.
You can't eat them, Jason. I know you've tried a few times. They don't taste very good.
Okay, guys.
Good job, guys. Thank you so much. That was fun.
Let me change here to this one.
And I just got.
Oh, you got really. Ooh,
yeah.
Objects in mirror may be closer than they appear.
But one thing I have to. I like to thank Mike, Mike O'Reilly, Mark Jones, and Colleen for their videos, for their help this week with the Now Is the Time video. I need to ask, friends, now I already run out of videos. I need more videos. Please send us videos saying now is the time, now is the best time. We need that.
You'll have to listen to Jason and Carlos say it again.
Yeah, we're trying to save our Night of the Times, Night of the best times. But we did it once today, actually, when we caught Collin. Collin, I have to tell you that, like, 20 minutes before we start, because one thing I have to say, we start our thing half an hour before going live, but 20 minutes before that, I called, I sent a message to Jason. I said, Jason, can I call you? And then I realized, I said, he will be so anxious and scared that suddenly I'm sending a message that I need to talk with him. It probably, the computer broke, something like that. And then I said, no, it's nothing that serious. I just want to talk about the top 10.
I had to make a change.
No, just to arrange everything here. Collin, let's go to your final words.
Well, I mean, basically, it's the same as usual. I'm done for after tonight. I'm sorry. This is the end. I've been kicked off the island. I knew it was going to come eventually. But as always, it's going to be guide4ww.com. Go ahead and check that out. I know a lot of you have been, based on what I'm seeing on some of the posts and things like that. So I appreciate you dropping by there and checking that out. There are a lot of posts up on there. Some are current, some are a little further back, but there's a lot of evergreen content too that's searchable on the site. So be sure to dive in if you have questions on anything in particular. Feel free to give me a shout. Shoot me a message on Instagram is the easiest way to get me, or Facebook. I'm Guide4WDW on Instagram. I'm pushing that pretty hard right now on that site just to do new things, have some fun with it, and just try some new things out. The community's growing there pretty quickly, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. The shop as well is still live on the site, guide4ww.com/shop, and be sure to check that out. If you have any custom orders or anything like that, feel free to reach out. We'll work with you and figure something out.
Jason.
Well, hello. Here we are.
Not that guy.
Here we are again. Thank you guys so much for being here and for tolerating us once again. I hope to see you tomorrow, Friday, Fun Shirt Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern, here with themagiclive.com. I am going to be taking you with me to a galaxy far, far away as we pay a visit to an old friend at Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios. I'm going to be specifically talking about and showing you some of my favorite places to just hang out and relax and unwind and just enjoy the space. No pun intended there, but it worked out. There in Galaxy's Edge. Because, believe it or not, you can actually get away from some of the hustle and bustle and center yourself when you are in Galaxy's Edge. So I'm looking forward to taking you there tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful day here in Walt Disney World. And you can join me 12 p.m. Eastern here with themagiclive.com. And don't forget the fun shirt or fun hat or fun socks, fun scarves.
Eventually, I'm going to convince him to do one of these at night. Just make it a dinner break or an
supper
evening
break.
We've
done one. I know you don't watch a lot of these, but like we've done one supper break, and I think we probably need to do a couple more. I will say this.
There are different experiences at night for sure.
I'm not gonna say too much because I'll get in trouble, but. The first week of April,
different than any other time.
So we are up. Believe it or not, we are up to episode. Lunch break is up to. I think tomorrow will be episode 153, and so April 5th, I believe, is our 1 year. Maybe it's April 6th. Is our 1 year anniversary. So that first week of April is going to be a big deal. Got some really, really exciting things planned. Even these guys don't know yet. I don't think.
That's not out of the ordinary. He doesn't tell us anything.
So it's going to be exciting.
It's our
so much
usual day.
Fun.
Yeah, he doesn't care. I see how it is.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Usual.
Anyway.
Got to tell all those other people. It's cool. It's cool. No big
Clear
deal.
your calendars.
Big deal. Or don't. Just protest it like the rest of us.
Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. Except maybe not these two. 12 p.m.
Okay.
Carlos Silva.
Well, my content, as everybody knows, is in Portuguese, but I always love to see you guys showing up not only in my Instagram and Facebook profiles, both for Ponto Orlando and Ponto Miami, but also in my live show that is every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And last week 2 days ago. Mike Riley was there, Patricia, Mark Jones. You always, Valerie. I know that you always show up there. Thank you very much. But yeah, the thing I like to really spend just a little time asking you guys is to follow us in our Instagram profile. Go with us live. The profile is Go With Us Live, and follow us there, because there's always some of the segments, part of the shows are going to be posting there in the IGTV and some other things. So, and it's another nice way to share our content. One thing that we like to see is to have our community increasing in a way that is similar to the audience that we have. So you are the best one to spread the word, because we want to have the nicest people as you are with us. So you are the ones that are our elected helpers to bring the good people to this community, and we really appreciate that. One of the
Or
ways.
drafted.
Sorry.
You said elected, but I mean we kind of drafted them.
Drafted,
Just,
yes.
You
Okay,
didn't have a
again,
choice but to be here. Non-optional social obligation.
You know what thing? The other thing, the behind the scenes happened. I did the live thing during the afternoon, and
oh boy,
and then Jason and Collin was already messaging me and they said, "What I did wrong? What I did wrong?" Well, that's it. That's my life, guys. On behalf of my two buddies, I'd like to wish you a magical rest of the week. Please take care, stay safe, be kind, be fine. We're getting close to a better time pretty soon. So be safe, please, and see you next week. Thank you.
See you guys. Thank you.
See ya.
Every choice we make